Happiness through curiosity on the Ranveer Show. I don't know whether this is a personal question or not, but I have to take the conversation here because it represents the thoughts of many people my age again. Because either people are rushing into marriage or people are waiting it out for too long. And even now, I'm like going to turn 31 and I'm being told by society that this is late. It's not late at all in my eyes. It's in fact, I would argue just a little bit early. Like I still think I have 2-3 years to go, which is when I'll really be considering settling down properly. You've had a very successful marriage in the eyes of the public. What went right before and after the wedding?
I think we have equal amount of fights as any couples do. But I think there's a great amount of intrinsic respect we have for each other. For Sarita, I'm not a national star or an actor that she has to feel privileged to be a wife of. Okay? She's equal partners with a guy who fell in love with her and who respects her equally. And I lose no opportunity to make her feel how lucky I am to be her husband. I think that when you try to... so why do you think people tell you to get married earlier? What do you think is the reason?
I used to think it's societal conditioning.
No. The reason people ask you to get married is because you're far more open in a relationship for allowing yourself to change for the sake of another person.
If you get married younger.
Yeah, your flexibility to change because before your eccentricity set in is far easier. Because know this, when you get married, you're going to lose a lot of yourself. You'll have to compromise a lot of your beliefs and your faith and your lifestyle and your way of living. And you'll find that it is worth it to keep this person with you. The moment you start setting boundaries and rules and agendas and things that you cannot tolerate and stuff like that, you're so crusted in your eccentricities that the other person has to be like a jigsaw puzzle to fit in. And that fit is not right, then you'll be brushing against each other and it's going to not be an easy marriage to have. So the younger you are, the lesser your eccentricities have set in, the more compatible and more easier it is for the bonding to form. That's the only reason that the elders used to say, Jaldi kar le bhaiya shadi, jaldi bacha paida kar le when you're healthy enough to have it, so that the complications don't set in with late childbearing. And then when the child is adult enough, you still have adultness and youthfulness left in you for you to enjoy the rest of your life. Because if you're going to be 60 years old when your daughter is getting married, and 70 years old when you have, or 72 years old when you're getting a grandchild, you won't have the body energy to enjoy that aspect of your life as well. So ideal case scenario is why they say it, okay? But in today's world, career is very important and you cannot form a career that earlier on in your life. So people, procrastinate to as much as possible and let the eccentricity set in. And then in their mind, they have a very fixed figure of who they want to get married to, who will be appropriate for their friend circle, will be appropriate for their professional life, will be appropriate for their domestic life, will be appropriate for their financial dreams. And so slowly the list is becoming smaller till the tip breaks and it's blunt and you don't find anybody. And then everything looks like a compromise. I have met a lot of people my generation who did not understand what they are getting into, or maybe they didn't fortunate enough to find somebody loving enough for them to sacrifice everything that they thought was important in their lives. But let me tell you this, the moment you sacrifice everything they think is important in your life, you just find some other things that are of equally great value in that union. So what I thought was really important in my life wasn't as important once Sarita came into my life, right? So I was able to get over it very easily. My parents were able to get over it very easily. They always wanted me to marry a South Indian so that the cultural, animosity is not there. But I couldn't have found a better daughter-in-law than Sarita. So for me, the fact that she's an awesome daughter-in-law is far more important than the fact that she's an awesome wife. Because that is my eccentricity. And she was brilliant in that. And I made sure I gave her all the credit all the time for it. So you asked me before and after marriage. I think these acknowledgements, these acceptance and truly making them understand all the things that we appreciate about them and saying it for no rhyme or reason. Not on Women's Day or Valentine's Day or birthdays. Just saying it out of the blue makes it that much more impactful. And she knows.
How did you know she's the one?
I had a dream. I had a dream that, she was sitting in my living room and with 3 daughters. And that never happened. But it kind of like shocked me. I'm like, hey, what happened? And then it's so strange, man. The guy, South Indian guy being born in Jamshedpur, in some other part of the world, studied in Canada, in America, all the places. Suddenly goes to Kolhapur in his 12th standard and then meets this girl who was born in Khar. What are the chances that you'll meet somebody in Kolhapur and, she'll be a student of mine in my class? But sometimes वो घंटी बज जाती है यार. And you give a hug and like I said, when I hugged her, the fit was perfect.
You felt like the touch was touching your soul.
No. It just felt like we just kind of, it just was a perfect fit.
Jigsaw.
Jigsaw, say, it was just, I just kind of blended in, it became one all of a sudden. I think that's a great sign. I don't know if it happens to everybody, but I was lucky enough to have that.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Been there.
Yeah.
I'm there. If you enjoyed this clip from the Ranveer Show, we've uploaded a ton of other clips related to a ton of other topics. So explore the channel because there's something for everyone.